Lumba Osi Sikasem, your boy Patrik Barfi, Sikasem program, the Brono, High Life Radio and OTA. Ne your topics from Kukra so the mouth. Before see a best start no. Yes, sister Kwana ha. Ne Obama inspirational talk akra. Then after that no. Na your fair free ho. Ti sister Kwana also my.
Nchemedase. And bibi kakra bi a yɛbɛka on our topic today finding peace within yourself. Yɛn nyinaa yɛnim sɛ yɛwɔ December, end of the year. Na last year by this time no nso no, meyɛ sure sɛ obiara twerɛ botaeɛ a ɛsi n'ani so adeɛ a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ ɛfa ne finance ho, ɛfa biribiara ho. Sɛ afe 2023 a yɛwura mu yi deɛ, mɛyɛ wei, mede wei bɛto ha, mɛyɛ wei, ntotoyɛ bebree. Meyɛ sure so paa sɛ nyɛ obiara na atumi ayɛ saa nneɛma no nyinaa. Ebi mo deɛ meyɛ sure sɛ ebi ayɛ ama no aboro so, but ebi nso wɔ hɔ a ɔmantumi anduru baabi a ɔmo susui sɛ ɔmo bɛduru no. Obi wɔ hɔ so a ɔhyɛ aseɛ, ɔkɔkaa kwan mu wantumi anyɛ. Saa nneɛma no nyinaa no, deɛ na mepɛ sɛ meka ne sɛ, we need to find peace with ourselves. Sɛ wantumi anyɛ no afe wei no ɛnkyerɛ sɛ wo wiase aba awieeɛ. The year we are yet to enter, that's 2024. Adeɛ bi a woyɛ w'adwene sɛ wobɛyɛ no 2023 a wantumi anyɛ no, akwanya ɛda hɔ sɛ nneɛma bi a ɛbɛsisi akwan mu nti a ɛntumi anyɛ yie afe wei mu no, wobɛhwɛ so ayi saa nneɛma no nyinaa afiri hɔ ama botaeɛ a ɛsi w'ani so no, woatumi accomplish in the year 2024. Ɛfiri sɛ nnipa bebree ɛdwen dodo. Seesei no, depression ne anxiety adɔɔso. We think a lot. Nti no, sɛ nneɛma bi ankɔ yie na sɛ woantumi anyɛ wo nneɛma bi a, afe no a yɛrekɔ akɔwura mu no, have faith within you and then trust any process you start and then work things out gradually. Biribiara bɛyɛ fine. Nti no, kakra mebɛkaeɛ no, find peace within yourself and then everything will work out for you. Thank you.
Yo, that's bebree. That's bebree. Sister Kwana that was for the inspirational talk. You find the peace. You find the peace. Maybe you drew no, you hear peace in our life. Yes, you start here now. You ain't me winning to know now is the end. Said your kind of you trust the process. Yeah. It is so. Thank you so much. Hopefully, no next week we're some be a bit media. I am crying. Yo, and then sɛ deɛ mekaeɛ ne ɛwɔ biribi sonko kakra ɛde ma wo ɛnɛ yɛ topic no ɛyɛ sɛ how how do we define wealth, and I say how to be wealthy, how to be wealthy. ɛnɛ yɛ topic a ɛnɛ yɛbɛyɛ ho adwuma, how to be wealthy or how to define wealth. Sɛ ɛba sɛ yɛka wealth asɛm a yɛmu bebree wɔ hɔnom a yɛadwen ɛsi nneɛma different kakra so. Bi wɔ hɔ a yɛkaa sɛ ebi a wealth koraa no yɛnya ka ho asɛm na yɛadwen akɔsi te sɛ sika bebree ne te sɛ yɛmu bebree wɔ hɔnom a when ɛba sɛ yɛka wealth a yɛkyɛ sɛ yɛadwen nim sɛ asɛ biribi bi a yɛdeɛ yɛntumi koraa nyɛ bi da. Yɛntumi nyɛ bi da. ɛne sɛn sɛ te sɛ deɛ meka no hwɛ sɛ wealth ne yɛka ho asɛm a na sɛ yɛadwene ne sɛ asɛ deɛ ɛba yɛ tirim sɛ asɛ kyɛ sɛ obi a wɔuse flashy cars anaasɛ obi a wɔyɛ busy in life kɔ board meetings ɛba back and forth asɛ obi asɛ deɛ biribi kɔ so wɔ ne life no too much bi a ɔte baabi a sikafoɔ kyɛ sɛ ɛhɔ na ɛnim sɛ ɛhɔ deɛ ɛhɔ na sikafoɔ make a dan be a fee so much tibia 5 million name. Just say that is where you know anytime you become worth bia no na you na ya adwene akwakosi that side. But sometimes they are very deceiving. And yet nneɛma a yɛhu nyinaa na ebi wɔ hɔnom a ɛyɛ a na ɛte saa. Ɛna deɛ ɛwɔ sɛ yɛhwɛ ho adeɛ baako ɛyɛ ayi paa no sɛ the moment sɛ mention word no nkyerɛ sɛ asɛ yɛyi yɛn ho afiri mu because yɛfiri sɛ hɔ no deɛ yɛntumi nduru hɔ bi da. Yɛ saa ne teɛ. Actually wohwɛ koraa no a study a wɔn yɛ nkyɛ bi akyerɛ sɛ wealthy people no bebree live within communities are very average communities. Now they also use cars like a brand name like Toyota and Honda. Yeah, Ferraris, ne a phone kwan a wealthy people. You know, so what is wealth? What does it mean to be wealthy? You know, you're close to that. And then you said that I become awesome. What is wealth? What is wealth? You know, if you're at the sum total of assets, nneɛma a wowɔ nyinaa a ɛma wo financial security. The world works, it carries biribi a, the idea of abundance and security. It's, combination of everything, like, cash, cash, wobɛtumi aka sɛ wedeɛ me cash ɛwɔ hɔ nie, nneɛma bebree abɛkeka abom, ɛsɛ sɛ the wealth no. So wohwɛ the abundance and the security we will be our monopoly mu kakra utimi say ebi two monopoly ni ade a wosi start ni to ye go round ni ye ne bia ya to asase ana ya to land bi ne bia ya to fie bi ana bibi sa na ase ye to fie ba ko sika ba wato mienu nketwa mienu bi wato ye na afi wadaje utimi ton dan ni bi na ade akwakoyi we free wode akonya sika na ade akwakoyi wo ho free je omu saa na ase when it comes to wealth, sanity, those things need be as a security, as a mouse security, wealth, Miss Anyamano, security, bit more yama be brave. It I say because of sanity, me will negotiate a yama be brave, you are only hope and suit me also because you are wealthy. These are some of the things training say be as a be only company in Kwan bit me wealthy, and that will be will make it be 500,000 a year in Kwan bit me wealthy. And then the person a church who say within rich bit me I need nanny send this I the definition of wealth is relative, right? Depending on the time you womb, and I say, it comes to history, and I say maybe I and this animal it means say wealth, and wealth, a change kakra. In chain be I emphasis say a castle be a water. We are talking of stocks, real estate, cars, need those things. That's when we're talking about. Now, if those people living in 2 centuries back, when they were talking of water, now they were talking of commodities, sugar, livestock, and so on. Coal. That thing at that time, it's everything in a city at that time. Now, world aid, to say sugar, commodities, these are livestock. We're talking of water, a different thing. It's not in February, a century or 2 centuries ago. That not Sanyamano wealth. It depends on the history, the time a woman. Wealth can be relative. Even crying, you should be as a cry now. What's a fear? You should see a case if you are now. Now, wealth about be subjective because see you share. Say, I did a crazy say the World Bank classifies that 10% of the world population, which is about 734 million people, they live on $1.90. But at the same time, if you live on the Western world, right? The infants say me can be live to say third world country like Guatemala, and $1.50. Be a bit me, just a bit me a solo for the day. There's no way if you live in UK or you live in Germany or that now $1.50 between your son a day. That is not any possible. It's no part of somebody, they live on that. Being pastor, wealth is going to be different more, and it will be a baby one. Hey, at the same time, so you share, we share. Say a bit, so we want that crown. We want more to Toyota Camry, 2004 Toyota Camry. Hey, the dream car, this would be different. In the world, it becomes subjective when we are in a different situation. Way, ɛnyɛ sɛ ebi a meka what ɛyɛ biribi a ɛyɛ good na wowɔ bi a ɛtumi ma woyɛ nneɛma bebree, ɛtumi change nneɛma bebree na wɔtumi change nkurɔfoɔ's life. Nti yɛnkɔ ne yɛnhwɛ sɛneɛ ɛbɛtumi ama yɛtumi achange nneɛma bebree wɔ yɛn akwan mu. Nti yɛsu net worth to measure our worth. You see, worth is usually measured in terms of time. In terms of time. And yet, in terms of money, because you can be a wealthy, that means that what me build the BBA, Bukrana, Obi Timiatna for so many years on Yajuma Krana, Obi okay, Obi Diame, and also Bitimia Gibibia for so many centuries and generations, and incorporating and as if they will still be living on that world. Because to me build this idea, a book with so many things, a book never be free, a quay. Saying it be measure your wealth. Bibia will be your war, your cars, your war, your savings, your checking, your 401ks, IRS, this animal. Not yet, your car, you didn't in every month. That is your worth. You find me what dying, let's say dying, me what dying 400,000. Let's say me dying worth 400,000 say. Let's say me for 300,000. Na ebia me wo car. Na car no worth 10,000 me 2 area. Na me wo you find me wo me 401k mu me wo bet 20,000 the 401k mu me I remove me wo bet 10,000 the more. Na sa ne money na nti ekikabo mu 400 plus car of 10,000 plus IRA of a friend is saying IRA of 20,000 and if I say 401k of maybe 10,000, if it be a 440,000. A casena me de a dino medica I car me do also no a year 300,000 into a tifree ma me net worth a year 140,000. I didn't know who saw when it be good because what it is if me by the time I be a retire, me say my net worth be a 100,000. Na say me be a 60 years. Na say me net worth at this point no a year 140 and they say shaky kakra. Hey, it's in a say as time goes on, you be keep on see checking those things, maybe keep on say be update or sanya man near who stage you because me who baby a drew na there was a na baby send is a bit as a twasso. Yeah, fun network as a scoreboard beer and as a 2 beer tells us whether we are winning the game or not say we are falling behind. The network shows say baby you drew or say when you want to say and I see a hit the nyama yanase yɛtumi yɛ nneɛma a yɛhyehyɛ ato yɛn anim anaasɛ ɛbɛtumi ɛbɛduru baabi bi a ɛbɛma nneɛma atoto yie ama yɛn anaa. It is very good seeing na ɛbɛtumi ayɛ bi and ɛyɛ very simple where you don't need anything biara wɔ sɛ yɛmu ɛwɔ frequently wɔ sɛ yɛtumi check your network and te sɛ deɛ meka no biribi biara yɛwɔ biara biribi biara yɛwɔ ne biara yɛde si hɔ na yɛyi ɛka a ɛwɔ mu nyinaa firi mu a that is our network. Everything what you owe versus what you own versus what you owe. When you take it out in our network, baby a wugina. Hey, they make if me DB abe 30 years, na me yes calculations win na me hwɛ ma me win na ɛne ɛka me di na me chief na say a negative na say asɛm yɛ aba or say me timi try because now yes also what is going on. Ma de bia no we pay attention. Okay, deɛ na me timi ayɛ me timi free. Sa negative no etimi aba positive. It's good. At least yes, animal twice or 3 times in a year. It may be my home stand, it may be my home baby. I will drew a year pass. I will see it. Yes, sir. You next uh, using network to measure. So oh, next word is building wealth versus getting rich. Building wealth versus getting rich. A very distinct two things when it comes to building wealth now, and I say versus becoming rich. You know, becoming rich now happens in a when experience with like a financial windfall. I said be sudden, be na scabi inflow be a ba. Hey, see be a receive inheritance. No say you getting rich. Hey, and I say be a high school need to college for one sign your friends and now what me a co-pro no sign contract na contract all of a sudden 5 million biaba and no say getting rich and yet the plan say planning because when you want to build what a plan, right, and yet because this is a sudden thing be happen here, and yet that way of it just happening like a blink of an eye. Yeah, blink of an eye and a buy, and you are getting rich. But the net worth build, and that's all building worth, that habit of being generous, being planning, discipline, being consistent. It's two different things. And yes, I will get to richness back. It's good that you can use that getting rich to build your worth. But you need to say the world building a gradual, a consistent discipline. All right. Ebi ne saying, sɛ bi me person be a ɛmfa sɛ in yɛnnanim say me start at the age of maybe 2025. Let's say every month biara sɛ me invest in my 401k mu sɛ me even 150 to my 401k mu it is from the period of 25 to 65 which is about 40 years that period make me over $1 million. And that is, look at that to 40 years, being disciplined, putting $100 every time, being consistent. See, that is how you build the world. That is how you build the world. And to say them kind, you say getting rich, and yet, no, it's good. But you have to base on that to build the world. It's at the same time, so this say, and you say, ebia or say bia ye adwuma na make 150,000 and I say make 500,000 and I say betimi enkwa etimi bi adwuma nko an betimi am ya build the world the mom the consistency the discipline and the, being generous planning not gradually hey because say open say uh, building what be all of a sudden now a accident a bit may just happen. Maybe I have to work for it or so to go with it. Now you have to work, set goal with and work so hard for it. Now grow your money. I think I make us say you grow your money. Say say we share say be me person be me make it be at least by the time I return me will be 100,000. Me will be a 500,000. That's me the 152 every month. We know say the 152 every month. Sana, there's no way we do 500,000. Again, I mean, I will say you invest says capital, and compounding growth. That is when you have to grow your money. Just leaving the money there will not do that. Getting rich versus building wealth is a big difference. A big difference. The getting rich one is like a windfall, financial windfall be a happen, the sudden one be a bar, which is good. Then you base on that to build your wealth. At the same time, if not that, it will be a inheritance. Your inheritance be a 5 million. Yeah, that is good. But in the end, so we spend says can I just go. So there's a big difference between building wealth and getting rich. That means say one unya saa inheritance and I say unya saa financial windfall just happen you can also build with it at the same time so be any okra and I'll start it from the ground so but you start to build with it because you have to be that is building actually building with because you are building it being disciplined consistent gradually not what they call it that notion the be with himself when it comes to your mention wealth now as a year from as it would be a one is never true you can gradually, consistently, disciplinely build your wealth gradually. And you say, making her 500,000 a year and kwana bitimia at me a draw honor. Yeah. Let me see. Let me say, I don't know about first. Okay. So what does it mean to be wealthy? I said being wealthy, I say just say, what does it mean? Say being wealthy. Being wealthy, just say you have to BMW be near them. Ya junjuna say, oh, be a see vacation home be na ye be a moon, as a G and Ninkwane go back and forth near the being wealthy. Being wealthy, there are three things you have to, the truly wealth is about three things. It's about three things. And what it is, making an impact through giving, leaving a legacy, and having options how you live your life. There are three things. It's in here say, you want to do it. Not just any chilling, and I say, your friend is saying, your tea be a money kuba from kwana, and it say, you're worthy. But the true wealth. Now, a true wealth is about three things, which is one, making an impact through giving, leaving a legacy, and having options how you live your life. So, you're breaking it down, you share how are these three things, a bit to me away. The first one, being wealthy allows you to give. Remember, being wealthy allows you to give because the three things, share the first one, you're making an impact through giving. Making an impact through giving. So when you're wealthy, it gives you and it allows you to give. After taking, so if you're wealthier, usually I am if the things that we really need in life, not the wants, the needs are four things that we need. If we go past those four things, all the things, the rest, are just wants. If you are wealthier, most likely you have those four things covered. You need a place to sleep, you need something to eat, you need transportation, and you need clothes. And where you live, utilities got to flow. BI is okay. Most wealthy people have this and have them in abundance. So as you are wealthy, you give these basic stuff, is taken care of. So at the end of the month, you take care, and as a month, you take care of all these. You have enough, you can be generous and you can give as much as you want. That's when giving becomes fun. I'm off what say they can give. I would say one must give us an ejuma. The truth is, if you are blessed, you have to also find a way to bless others. This is wealthy, and all the time, I can say, giving is part of success. People usually don't know that what it is they think say, so see somebody giving and they think say, oh, that person was continuing giving. No, the reason why always can one of the reasons because we give it's not much can usually a good set you will give by building, by working hard and building wealth. You give yourself opportunity to help others, and it's fun doing that. And the more you give, the more you're trying to help others, the more blessings you also get. So being wealthy doesn't mean say you will enjoy, by going beyond that, going say but more than just your family. Now you give you now make an impact. That is when you see say really the world is there. Whereby I say I am more in such than I know say sometimes you have will be out to me who will be beauty say, oh, I be a course of you wish and can be about maybe a walk no want to tell ye. It's not one of the reasons it's so good to try as much as you can to be able to build wealth, those things you can also help others and also give others opportunity to be able to be a blessing also. Yeah, it's one of them, being wealthy allows you to give. And you just say, join your chili, and wealthy. Hey, the next one, how to become, I'm saying, okay, being wealthy helps you to leave a legacy. Being wealthy helps you to leave a legacy. In Christopher, when you say Bible class, a good man's give, the friends of riches for his children's children. It's in a legacy a bibia eh. Na nye family kwan na was against. I know say you share even some nyama bebre no mo libraries ni ade wo hakra ni ade edin bi wa edin no yama meto. So what you say no munim so be share in life. And so what you build the bibia me na create me about you should be. That is how wealth is it is. Wealth is you leave something beboa generations to come. Your family in Kwanakra, you will football families you are names you out here, Rockefellers, the Kennedys and all that. They built Rockefeller built wealth all the way in the 80s. And I still know say sorry, the 18s, and no say up till now. They are still the Crawford enjoy the the great grandchildren, they are still enjoying the labor. Endowment funds nisan I bi one ma na one which is one meto no kra. So there's endowment fund be a school for free. Most of them go school for free, and I say they are still living based on that. And then no kwa kra yin yin nyama sanko for koma ya ye mo a yen nya busuafo kwa no it be benefit from be go scholarships near there wo schools near there or the libraries parks this are nyama ni no it if being wealthy, it helps you to leave a legacy. A bit many impact, a bit ya bon for one plan is to be me too cry in life. It will be me a yard to one side, help home, and one crop for cry. It is stuff from your community. Yeah, it may help your community, the entire community. It may help home, ma sign your money now. No, it's me boa. One thing I will see, say, I say, it won't see a force, ye, who juma ye, by a bibia, it's a two ye, and I say, a baby, the wako, it will be a no ye, who ye. The being worthy, and yet, say, won't come what you do, by being worthy helps you to leave a legacy which will help others. That, like I said, you won't one plan across will be sure more in life, be sure more in life, but wɔahyia because of the legacy now we're building help wɔn. Most of us can testify to it. So some of us, a big cool school scholarships are names na who call that. And so those almost set foundations be on and those scholarships and my mom 14 enjoy that so money being worth is part of those in there and I say the share now any being wealthy. So anytime I can say both when it comes to say because will be a word here is measured in time, in terms of time, not in money alone, in terms of time. Why? Because when you're so wealthy, we be at wealthy or you're wealthier. So when you're for so many years, we be live. It is a bit to say what build systems, what team try, and that's what save be to a point say, what to cry now, one if you cry, you ba wobɛtumi atena ase afo bi anase sika kora wo gu bank no wobɛtumi adi live for be 20-50 years away what 50 years to the better no hey that's to say the can ya generations upon generations to lay down endowment funds and stuff that are or buy no buy school for free nyama bebree for free one the down payment at the whole crowd so but yɛkɔ yɛn anim kakra a yɛhu sɛ ɛnyɛ ɔmo saa nkurɔfoɔ no nkwa ne sika bebree nkwa na sɛ sika ɛbaa bebree na wobɛtumi ayɛ saa anaasɛ woyi do that level no a wɔn nso bɛtumi astate asɛte bi gradually na wɔtumi de ayɛ saa de no wobɛtumi because building wealth ɛyɛ biribi bi ɛnyɛ that kind of win for money just drop you anaasɛ wowin a lottery nko a na yɛyi na mmom wobɛtumi build wealth by discipline by consistency I'm making sure say we try to kakra bi abɛgye bi a wode to hɔ no ɛtumi bɛ wode ɛma no yɛ saa next one being well to give you options. This is very very important. It gives you options. Yɛhu sɛ yɛmu bebree hɔ nom a we are slaves to especially our jobs because we don't have options. Why? Because it means yourself in free money. It means yourself in free because we have so many things going on in our life financially. Am I a slave to our jobs? If you see judgment, you are a manager, the rules treat you and pay. And so because we don't you need to be crowded. You try see being wealthier. Give us those options. You bit encourage juma because we'll be high and yet media per time at the appear the for. And then see a share your share near ye, your share finances ye, see share finances ye, yes, that say the name to ye, said the mechano, who make sure say with the name to 2 year. It changes them will be send your share finances ye, see making sure so we know what is coming and what is going out, right? You know, the air bad in the echo. And then so budgeting to be like I say when you budget now all of a sudden you'll be another second so now you're paying attention. Most of you will be in your margin and I'll be in your buffer. So that margin gives you options. It's the emphasis on the car na fee say afei metumi yɛ budget na afei meyɛ obi anka every bia mede 2000 bɛfie 2000 kora nso me megu hɔ kora me saa akɔpɛ bosia. Now I'm paying attention. I know where my money is going. Now we say all of a sudden nneɛma start BB. Afei mehu sɛ oh sɛ mehia 1005 bɛ that 500 no a manya no ɛma me margin. That margin no ma me options. Nti woyɛ wealthy a woyɛ wo nneɛma nyinaa wie a there are extra money that gives you option to be able to help others, to be able to do the things you want to do. You know, so being wealthy gives you option. That is why it's so important. Say they make an manage how because we need that options. No, we need that options. It's a Juma Krana in nation say steady action bebree sɛ wokɔ adwuma de bia na wompɛ ne ade kora no ɛku ntɛm nneɛma a wompɛ na woyɛ adwuma na the stress ne saa nneɛma nsi nipa bebree hɔ noma saa nneɛma no kora tumi reduce na yie saa de bɛwu ne saa nneɛma no nyinaa nti those things are very important in making sure that we are getting ourselves out from so those things. No, it's important. You have to be wealthy. I'll say it again. We don't have to make 500,000 to be wealthy, but the discipline, the best starting term, consistency. Na free. That situation, your options. Yes, and the good thing is when you have that margin, now you have the options. Option is saying, say now no, there at this kind of now is soon maybe a better. Emphasis at the ubia be a mitria me dan carrier, it made them 500 and to me dan castle. Sa to be when dan and cause maybe 30 years to you know, maybe I made 15 years metria be. And also no, now I'm more options because now I'm sending bank $1,000. Guess what? Now your $1,000 no as I give me more options. It the margin gives you options. The option is it gives you a friend saying the next step. So the options are very, very important. You free to be a number affinity save to the point say now no your emergency fund of maybe 6 months, emergency fund of maybe a year. Because me just can be breathe me and that's me save more. Now no that's when by say me manager hame almost team with juma me catch so me because me say me 6 months cry me pay juma 2-3 months na manya juma cry na I've already saved for that. That is the option part is also very, very important because you know be broad my situation be more and nyama tete nyama high but intimi jai was here a sorry and as I was here sorry the same place na yempeno the same things na why? Because we don't have any margin and options to be able to drew that point. It's the margin will give us the options. The options will give us what? More peace. So more peace. The peace to my day and my joy. This is another part that is so important. We need those options. We need those options. And being wealthy gives you that options. Being wealthy gives you that options. And you can't ask me now, okay, how do I become wealthy? That comes to the question of the day. How do I become wealthy? The only way to become wealthy is to set goals. In any goals, and I say, you say, you see, and that's will be an BBC, and so say, or see, 30 goals. Now, you make sure, say, here grow your money. Very important, see 30 goals, you make sure, say, you grow your money. yɛmu bebree hɔ nom a wɔn fi sɛ sɛ yɛkasa bi koraa na obi wɔ sika a adeɛ ba yɛ tena sɛ nkurɔfo wɔ mu wɔn deɛ ɛyɛ yɛfrɛ no sɛn inheritance na wɔn nyaeɛ yɛmu bebree hɔ a yɛadwene nyinaa no sɛ wɔn mu deɛ inheritance na wɔn nyaeɛ but research na sɛ mpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛm mu kyerɛ sɛ ɛnte saa koraa ɛnte saa sɛ wohwɛ wɔn a sɛ yɛmfa no sɛ wɔn a wɔdi wɔ sika mu anaasɛ millionaires a ɛwɔ kurom hanom a wohwɛ mu a ɛmu bɛyɛ 79 almost 80% ɛnyɛ wɔn a ɛyɛ self-made millionaires wɔn a na starteeɛ wɔn a mfiri sika mu na pieeɛ anaasɛ yɛngye wɔn biribi bi wɔn a na startee kakrakakra nti yɛmfa sɛ woyi nipa 10 biara na ɛmu 8 deɛ wɔn a na startee te sɛ deɛ me ne wo te ha a yɛsɔre kɔ adwuma ɛba no ɛna kakrakakra ɛna wɔn de bɛduru hɔ no na kakrakakra ɛna wɔn de bɛduru hɔ no ɛno no ɛnyɛ wɔn fiti yɛ anasiɛ wɔn setee plan wɔn setee goals sɛ sei nea ɛpɛ sɛ yɛyɛ ɛna wɔn follow kakrakakra deɛ wɔsi ho ne sɛ wɔpɛ sɛ look slim and fitter ɛwɔ sɛ wokɔ gym wontumi ntena hɔ ha sɛ mepɛ sɛ menya muscles na wote hɔ na wodidi wonyɛ hwee na muscles na ba it doesn't work that way if you want to be wealthier you have to have a goal you have to have a plan na wonya the plan no so a na wo follow the also then you have to grow the money wontena hɔ saa sɛ bia even koraa no ɛnyɛ one day sɛ mepɛ sɛ menya muscles a ɛnyɛ one day mekɔɔ gym na na me muscles na yɛ kakraka ɛna ɛnyɛ 2 days ɛna ɛnyɛ 3 days ɛyɛ kakra it goes back to the same the discipline the consistency those things na your friend is saying you got to give something you have to give something you have to sacrifice for it there should be something there's a price for everything it can't just happen it doesn't work that way it has to be hard work consistent and discipline the discipline part is so important too because imagine say if you are doing something for a while they be consistent they be is so important so becoming wealthy doesn't just happen. It's becoming successful. It just doesn't happen. You have to work for it. I know once a while, obitimi bibi sene can beokrana hey look to be wedi na ba fine. Most of the time, those things happen krana. You share almost 99% of people win a lottery almost says canina because and yet that form of world building a more almost sad and yes our form of discipline yes our form of consistency it is all of us listening us if you want to be wealthier you have to have a goal then you have to grow that money then you have to be consistent doing that hard work because it's hard work making sure that dream the goal now about reality that's the goal now ever happen. It just won't happen. It doesn't work that way. It was a premium. Also, the BB too. So also making sure say a BB away. Is that these days no man I so simple. Oko TikTok me idea. Omo candidate said yeah. Okay, so your word here free and free so now about the tone same. Okay, sadly, but yes, sanity. One something that give you have to sacrifice for it and make sure you do those things. So if you want to be wealthier, you have to follow these 4 steps. Let's look into those 4 steps now. I will say it me a year. Me bit me amaye di uskemu bit amaye so yet me build the world ni bi you make sure say the can the world building and you say you see make gidi and some kwane one you'll see you work hard work and earn an income by far our world building too. Our best world building to income. Yaketua, and it be a day between a boy, and my yedi was Kamanasi between a be wealthy. I'd said the Mekano, and I catch you also the deba, compensation, and yet Fitiwa no nya. I'd say woo BBB and a debro. I'd say over so I call Jumanopa, and I said what build the BBB sɛ woankɔ adwuma koraa no a ade no ɛyɛ adwuma no ɛbrɛ wo sika. Nti ne nyinaa yɛhia income. There's no way wontumi build well without income. Ɛwɔ sɛ wonya income. Now work hard. Now we increase our income. No, you try to increase it. If possible. Say ebia my start here maybe say 20,000 a year na me make here. Say me build 20,000 no. Na my year juma for 30 years na me just do 20,000 no. That's how build the world I think. If you try as much so be working hard. Na say promotions na binya obetimi abeta wo na so many things no. Now e wo kwa animu na 20 no e 30 na e 40. Esa na o build ya eboa wo ema enye denden kese than say obetime be atena for 30 years na 30 years 20,000 na make. It's here working out bringing in income no hard, and not just income, just like you try to increase the amount, you try to improve. There was so many ways. Now before so much money now, you have to be very intentional. Also, you're very intentional. This is what I want intentional. Now, yes, I need money now. It is not get our promotions now between here, and that's what between your side hustles be and at the same time, say the ways I between they are building, between any ska, see between us also cut it down expenses. You make sure we stay on budget. You make sure you cut down expenses. If you want to get more money, bring in more money. Either say cut down expenses or you increase your income, or doing both. I suggest doing both. Or cut down income, or cut down expenses, or increase income, and more. Working hard, earning an income. And that's say as a compensation, income, a compensation. There are 3 ways of compensation. So a day and away, a day and away, and I say what you do, because idea away, say the demand for it, a way so it try say it's a food be our or try say we improve on that side no. We improve on that side no. Now making sure say the idea away no. Now say how good an idea no so what you do, the if I say the way I will see you good for what the nonsense. And a more compensation. These are some of the things are a more compensation very strong. Idea we send you see any madene yefa. And then the Yama Miensa, a more compensation, a mother be how strong, a mother be you are up there on top there. One dear na me idea we send I didn't see send you see we had deal with home and then say in yes simple see bit me to the business said to say ebi a woyɛ biribi bi a ɛyɛ so common obi atumi bia sɛ biribi bia ba a na yɛkate a wo sɛ wo ne yɛkate wo first, because the wo demand no anaadeɛ no a woyɛ no demand no ɛyɛ hɔ bebree. But sɛ woyɛ biribi na sɛ woyɛ so good at it, even koraa sɛ nipa ɛyɛ no dɔɔso na woyɛ good paa wo sɛ de biara no you are in there. If you trying to build wealth, also make sure say ade na woyɛ no woyɛ very good, woyɛ expert. Wow, biara no basi wo sɛ ɛyɛ nkurɔfoɔ koraa na wo na ɛnka wo. Na the first one no usually no take care of saa nneɛma no nyinaa. Nti na ade a woyɛ no sɛ you say good no, so woyɛ good na second one is going to take care of the third one, which is how difficult for you to be replaced. It means will be replaceable, but there are some people it's so hard to replace them. Building wealth no ehia sɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ saa level duru saa level no so ebɛtumi aboa wo, mɛka wo nyinaa no ɛnka sɛ sukuu a wokɔɛ ne saa nneɛma nyinaa no, that means sɛ wokɔ sukuu no koraa na sɛ woamfa nkɔyɛ adwuma ama ebia nyɛ expert a it still won't materialize anything. Na sɛ woankɔ bi koraa sɛ biribi a woyɛ ɛtumi de sika ɛba so a anaasɛ ɛtumi boa wo na wowɔ experience mu nso a ɛno so yɛ ɛno nso bɛtumi aboa aduru hɔ nom. So number one, we are able to try one year work any income. Or by far our most world building tool is our income. By far, our most world building tool is our income. Number two, growing our money. Uh, Sometimes I think I was saying it earlier on how we all know and I just say sika the bank kwana better take risk bia na isika highway. See compounding growth Einstein kind of says the eighth of the world. People that understands it you know earns it. And if you don't, you rather pay for pays it. Compounding growth, we as we were discussing earlier on, say if I put $150 a month from my 25, and I said from my 20 or 25, all the way to maybe retire of 65, which probably might be 40 years. I'll probably get about 100 and maybe 1.2, 1.3, right? So 150 now, maybe to from that year. If you calculate here, the 150 will be about 200,000 for that 40 years because 150 but guess how much money that I will make at the end of 40 years now? At the end of 40 years now, I'll make about 1.2, 1.3. But the real money now, because I made the 200, it's about 200,000. So why? Because of compounding growth. That's why we have to grow our money. Say, sideline say you don't want to take risk. Misika the mayor said me the fine, it's good, it's very good. Say we see what that mindset, but you have to grow it. We have to grow it. It doesn't because yes, I won't mean yes, it doesn't make sense. You have to take some risk. It's not say it's good to know. Say if you don't know something, especially when it comes to investing, you don't go in. At least in you say the past 100 years, the stock exchange has been averaging 9-10%. If I'm putting that my 150 in there for a long time, and it's average, every year beyond consistently, some years might go down, some years might go up, but on average, it's about 9-10%. Yeah, Masikana into now was it grow the Sikana. I'm see a time so you got a halfway to go commercial break, but commercial break na yaba beto aso. Till for one train na in commercial break emra. High Life Radio, NRT, your boy Patrik Barfi, Daddy Lumba was saying a Sikasem program na any day, bro. No. If you're working so hard, you cannot get ahead. Meet us every Monday, 7 to 9 p.m. Na yenye Sikasem ho adwuma. Here we help people to pay down their debt, manage risk, and invest for a long time, or invest or save and invest. No, ne adwuma a ɛwɔ ha, yɛhyɛ ideas na also yɛsɛ esua adeɛ. Nti ɛnɛ yɛ topic no ɛyɛ sɛ ɛkwan bɛn na yɛbɛfa so a yɛbɛbuild wealth. Yɛte wealth bebree. Ɛkwan bɛn so na yɛso yɛbɛfa ebitie ɛne yɛka. Ɛnɛ baabi a yɛduru no na yɛwɔ growing your money. Sɛ ɛkwan yɛbɛfa so yɛbɛbuild wealth ne one sɛ yɛbɛnya income. Yɛbɛyɛ adwuma ne yɛde income abɛfi ɛyɛ by far most wealth building tool. It doesn't matter what it is, it's period. It does in fact your income or the compensation now wunyano and then build the wealth. You know, to say me to one me train say me papa wiska menyano and your plan a bet me happen there by your plan be able to me see. Hey, me train na me me dilutu and send my build the wealth and your plan. Hey, a bit me happen there by any plan. You know, you say building wealth and getting rich, a big difference. Getting rich, it is a lotto win for be between for the financial win for be hey na ba but between a use and team a good between to build the wealth no. But so train for yeah world building so yeah you'll be starting gradually, consistently building it discipline. Hey, two different things. Now you say building your friends a world building no and yet in same with drawing your cast a world pet near year when free a group no with the assay the kind because you share you need to near my who say if you say oh my build the wealth no and that's all more rich no and that's all more wealthy no and you more flashy cars more that they can see this and man no and yes and be a bit me build the world maybe and then you see make 500,000 because we'll be making 500,000 now with this at the end of the year we will be making 50,000 we will save 2,000 cry a year now we know a rich you know a year so we usika kosro we make more a boama baby upon udru but usika so cry and kosro so ubetimi a grow money you know stages na yɛduru ana ne yɛduru sɛ ɛbɛyɛ dɛ nso yɛtumi afa so abuild the wealth no bi one ɔwɔ sɛ yɛnya income ɔwɔ sɛ yɛyɛ adwuma na income ba ɔwɔ sɛ one ɔwɔ sɛ yɛyɛ adwuma na income ne ba work and earn an income and number one. Number two, we have to grow our money. Sɛ yɛyɛ adwuma nko asa ne asɛwu saa ɛne yɛbɛbɔ akyɛkyɛ na still yɛntumi nnuru baabi a yɛduru na mmom yɛhu sɛ yɛde sika ɛto na ɛwo na yɛnyi yɛmfa yɛn nsa nka na ɛno so wo na ɛwo ne ɛsɛ de bi ka ho na ɛwo na ɛkɔ na saa no ɛno mmom tumi boa yɛn ma obi a nka 40 years ne yɛde for 150 ɛhwɛ a bɛyɛ 200,000 pɛ na yɛbɛto hɔ nso no by that time no ne yɛwɔ bɛyɛ 1.2 1.3 that means say the compounding growth no ɛyɛ adwuma and we need that yɛhia saa de no because and no one say you grew a word in and we have to be smart about it too. I know there are people who on my yati kruma yati stories be about Enron, about different companies na yeah friends made up company friends saying all those people in now who invest back pɛ usika nyana de akwakohye ayi baako mu a retirement money say company no gu a unna wagu very good so these days we have indexing fund mutual funds ɛno de ɛtɔ nneɛma bebree nti baako koraa kɔ a wɔ nneɛma 20 na watɔ ɛna ɛyɛ yi a baako kɔ fam a 19 da so wɔ hɔ nti ɛno so boa nti you have to be smart about those things nyinaa so build the wealth a saa nneɛma no nyinaa boa ma ɛkɔ so because wo build the wealth na sɛ wantumi anyɛ saa nneɛma no nyinaa nkukum sika no nyinaa de akɔgugu adeɛ baako mu na adeɛ baako no kɔ fam a ɛnyɛ na ɛde ahokyerɛ aba so we have to be very smart about those things too and you grow your money no sometimes no your money sometimes it's so funny cry because if you cry to the point it me chase guys in piscan. Yeah, chase guys in piscan. Why? I don't know. Because yeah, we year Juma, na uji income, we year Juma W2. Most companies are more 401ks near them. Most them no, and match a certain percentage now. That's why I'm talking about free money. No. Most companies 3%, 4%, 5%. Almost say, "Usa we bin kuadia, we 401k ni kuadia." You be match sama. It's no yempe yenye. You know, you want to build wealth. Usa mempe yenye. I mean, it's not smart. You know, and making sure says those things no see and say, "Hey, kasa ni man na boy me to say make no and yet the 500,000 a year now making no the 300,000 on ha." But we have to be smart. We have to be consistent. We have to be disciplined. CMA is card for free or CH. Yeah, just as kind. Then we move to the next step. Most people have 401k, 34B, the same thing, 401k, 34B. Private companies here, 401k. You know, when working for the government, counties, and I say non-profit 304B, the same thing. And I said the government and the military, yeah, only TSP, they the same thing. Yeah, just depend on the type of a year and the managing by the same thing. It in those days, you know, most people, most companies, match it's a G match, At the same time, no, so no, MIA deferred the taxes. It's necessary my tax bracket be at 30 and I say 24. Now, no, me say me into your tax, mo funny na mami. The China be a tax above for because me retire, me be because my life ma of course me tax me conform. That time no, instead of saying now me to 24%, no, now it be a me to be 10%, 15%, 12%. So you have to be smart about those things. These are some of the things the wealthy make sure they don't let it go. They take it. Yeah. The wealthy 1% now we calculate now no by calculation percentage wise no now will be a making more money no which are tax why because they take advantage of every tax system meeting almost they can get their hands on. They take advantage of all those things. No more yeah. Na ya ye make cases na yɛde na ntimi nyɛ saa nti yɛ so kakra na yɛn nsa bɛka no ɔsɛ yɛtumi yɛ because yɛ build wealth a yɛhia those things nyinaa to be able to build our wealth. It's 401ks ne ade no wonyɛ koraa nyɛ the match the company ne bɛ match no gye menka sɛ gyina hɔ a yɛ more but at least ɛno deɛ wɔ sɛ wɔgye or say at least 401k this animal the match also so the more I would 200 this year say is 22,500 and I'll bet me any tax defer also 22 where 60 or more 50 or more extra thousand count right it's in a good so bet me those things because we're trying to build wealth it say make it 1,000 make it 100,000 because with this scanning now say if I can put all the 22,000 first the 23,000 at home instead of I being taxed on the 100,000 that won't happen because I'm saying they should defer the 23,000 now no you better pay taxes your friend is saying 77,000. Imagine now because my government taxes of maybe 4,000 now I'm paying taxes of maybe 2,900. I have 1,000 saved for now. I have deferred that. And also reason is remember I said invest in said a grew the growth. If we're trying to build wealth, all these are some of the things we don't have to let it go. By now so you go back to the same thing. As a son, be brave, we are also already now intimidating that freedom, that option now you can earlier on now. Yana has will be the way because it will be brave hodoma ye juma pa is cano and ye dear. We have a friend is saying Salve name on it. We have Toyota company name on it. This kind of a tour that we need that option so that we can grow our money, so that we have you get a margin, then the option and then there. See between our margin, you between invest in you grow that money. You're making sure that one, Yes, yeah, yeah, Juma say, yeah, Juma grow, yes, if we can, no, we growing that money. In the so the small nearby they chain for free, the tax friends saying 401k matches, 3OB matches, the TSP matches, in making sure say a budget those ones. So, IRA, the same thing. IRA is individual retirement account. Those companies, we are Juma, all right, we are W2, and that's why 1099 when you're a contractor, you don't qualify for be at the company in a year. And also you have the option to do IRA with the same benefits as the only thing I wouldn't say won't match because I want away. And our company, that's a company, Sukrano, almost for 1K Nibia, which means IRA. So we all have the option to be able to get those things, that make me a great world. I mean, great world. To making sure that we are making those smart decisions, everything we are buying, we are build the world because you will be one, 500,000 a year, make it. But from what we are going through, the Nyama discussing, additional issue in nature say if we are disciplined, we are consistent. Now we try to be for some options in your margin where budgeting it, yes, we also can build wealth by gradually consistent and the efforts, the discipline, and all those things. So it's very imperative that we make sure say we growing our money. We won't let it just sit. So you grow that money, Now also you take advantage of all the tax advantages. You take it, and you're tax free. It's tax defer. Tax defer. The other ones are technically you can say, and then yet 401k if you want to do also those things now, you have each HSC in this annual no steam wow, and those tax defer. Even student your friends 529 for those things. We have to be very smart about those things. So as much as every advantage that is out there, that's what we do, right? Yet you grew your money. Yeah, you grew money. When it comes to the saving and growing the money now, what we do, the mentality of the rich is to invest first and spend later. The mentality of the poor, spend first and invest later. By the time I was spending, we'll draw about invest next canasa. The next month, the same way, next month, 30 years, even when you retire, but the rich invest first. I mean, say they make can be 401k or you also in that. But the time is scanning tona in seminal. Now they also invest in when invest here it is kind of ban in seminal, which me spending in that. That's just simple. Jamaican sanity. Invest first, then before you spend. It is if the money that hits your account and so much, that means you have to head out there, make more money. That's what the rich of the mentality. Invest first before you spend. Don't spend first before you invest. I can guarantee you one thing. By the time you finish spending, you won't get anything to invest. Yes. So growing our money is very key part of this. Staying allergic to debt. It's very funny and very interesting when it comes to staying out of debt, right? They're very, very, when you look at it, about 86% of the population, 86%, when we ask them, say, nipa 10 be at least almost close to 9, and 9 of them is the rich. What no said the rich get richer because they go in debt to get rich. Or and I say omubobusia and they get rich. Meaning bibi omuye biara no more de either some omukoji loan at the talk car and as omuji loan at the cool school and as omu credit cards no use. That is your mentality. And I say be brave but guess what? If you are only 6% of the rich of millionaires and they even more credit card debt. Use credit card debt. Even when it comes to as compared to the general population now, which is 40%. Nipa bebree adwene almost say, oh, we mu deɛ ɔnyɛ sika because the busia and a yen in Yaman, that's what the busia in Yeska, that's what the debt in Yeska is never true. And yet true, Sada, and yet true. Saving cry, share or more or millionaires or more worth millionaires or more businesses near there. Only 10% of them pay. And yes, that means most of them don't run those businesses debt free. You know, and that idea, say, as the rich are always in debt doing those things, no, is never true. The fastest way, to be able to build wealth is being debt free. Most people that are wealthy will tell you that. Even the companies and people will be companies are even crying on they are selling stuff. They can let you buy them in debt, no crown. They will tell you these people. One of them is Henry Ford, founder of Ford. He names a Ford Motors or more financial of Ford. And so Ford say the laziest way to get by I said people being in debt. That's the laziest way to purchase stuff. Laziest way. And so no crown. Now kutoka na finance more. They have finance or meeting ayama. So me and my adrenaline says so debt no kwana way. By staying out of them. Why? Because there are so many interest you pay on debt. Now later there are penalties and all those things. So that Emma actually, you see, when we're just talking about growth, compounding growth. So imagine say if you were 10,000, that's every year be a 10% also. Me invested that money now, 10% also. That's it, me they cut 10,000. That's me change interest so of 10%. If he says it is a yes for that 40 years now. Instead of me gaining that 1 point something American, you are paying that 1 point something into someone else. Until the rich make sure they stay out of those things. Maybe they be almost 30 here and there, but they really get out of it. They get out because and yet be a bit all the time. If that is your policy, yes, you have to be very, very good at it to be able to do that. And things got to be right when it comes to those things. Now, and son, because all the time was be happen, it changes your situation. They are wise and they are smart. They stay away from me, and just talking about this now, somebody can say, how can you stay away from this country, stay away from that? We name him say even yes, there are so many people that are living in that life. They don't go into debt to do those things. No. They don't, those things in a lifestyle, and a lifestyle also it becomes your habit. If you go and say anytime anything happen, and if you go in there doing it, that is what you will do. So be sure and say also on yes as well, you will find a way to be able to do that. Yeah. One of the things I just so to stay allergic to debt, make sure you stay debt free. We say, is that the only way? No, I'm not saying it's the only way, but it's the fastest, it's the peaceful way. Because imagine if you don't have anybody who you don't owe anybody anything in this world. A very peaceful that was not like a baby, yes, and the fastest way because you clearing so many debts, so many penalties and interests off. But when you start that journey, that will be on take it debt, that won't take it debt. Say, as a nipano or no kujao, but once you do level bino, now on one stack it out there, now also fan because you will be free. You buy stuff, you buy cash. But no beginning, no, no. Sana etie, Bible is at the point because yours is very peaceful way. Gradually, then you go in there. No, is putting that on there. Anything happens, you have to come back and start again. Yeah. So staying allergic to debt is very, very important. As much as you can, if you can avoid them, get away from it gradually. If you have them now, make sure say you move free. Now you move free, yes, you don't go back. Then you stay that way at all. So say make kind so why say nipa we break dream say the scaffold they go in debt, but technically they don't. Eh, That's the other one. The last one is having a long-term mindset. Long-term mindset, which is something most people do not do. You know, there's a story about these tortoise and hares. Tortoise, a hare is more, sorry, hare is hairy, or more of Adanko family, right? Adanko, one of Adanko, those, or more, or they tortoise race on the say tortoise, they so able, fino beko, on the onim so we the speed ne hwee. Sɛ akɔkora so nyama otimi kyerɛ no wada kwan kakra no wasa sɛ your friends tortoise ne deɛ the speed the pace now wɔkɔ na consistent gradual discipline kakra kakra saa na wɔde kɔ sɛ ɛberɛ a wada na tortoise bɛfa no the race ne bɛyɛ ndi na wote n'ani ɔsa to aso duru na tortoise wɔ hɔ dada. When it comes to investing, be that way. When it comes to building wealth, be that way. Get rich quick will never take you there. It will, at some point, so getting rich quick won't help. And I said they make world building and yet gradual, discipline, consistent. That is what you need. If we be financially, now don't think about 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. Is it going to be something beneficial even after 5 years, 10 years? Because sometimes it feels good when you're doing something not a year right now, but at the be 2-3 years, say the issue is still gonna come back again, and it's gonna be even bigger. Any financial situation that you're trying to solve that just feel good at the moment, but we'll ask a question too. Yeah, you have to ask questions. Is this still going to be beneficial at 5 years, 10 years? Then you have to, and you do that. The movie brain needs a long-term mind financially, but financially, long-term things, especially when it comes to investing, very good. I made this example and as I can so many times about investing and investing early or starting term. Will be started 20 years for the $100 to hold every month. By the time I'll retire, which is about 65, the first one 1.1. If you wait 30 years, 10 years more, won't fa 100 and to hold one when you say, guess what? Now if you need me for 200, if you need me for 300, this one they about 500, and send a bit me get to the same level 20-year-old on the start here. Usa wuti being 40 years won't mean fa even 600 say it's all about 1,000, 3,000 for a little bit wrong. Right. If my numbers not right up in front of me, but it's around the same thing. It's like if 100 now the two now 10 years a quadruple, another 10 years a quadruple, and the same amount now. Long-term thing investing is very, very good. And it helps. It helps. And the consistency, because it's easy, discipline, and easy. Except for the next 20 years, 30 years, with the 500 every month, is very a discipline part of it, and a consistency in a bit more, you have to be very disciplined, very consistent, step by step, and then you'll be drawn. It's world building. Even if you make it 500,000 a year, even if you make it 300,000 a year, even if you be a company, na see it would that pace gradually near year all the time, we can still be there. And when we make more money, it's good because I'm a drawn time. And that adrena yana she trim say when it comes, you mention what I near you went free more. And you true in a bit me build be. The discipline, the consistency are with me as a use gradually. Na enkobasi say get rich quick and all that, you lose your money somewhere. You make sure say you follow those things no. You follow a bit me boy. I'm at the world na the be more can the generational one is bit me be amanaba be kind generation. You should bit me build the ma obi a dreams ye be meeting we as a crowd no bit me benefit on those things. Say yes we are benefiting no in be blow your course with near the scholarships near the be blow. It you know 18s, early 19s. So mutimi be man benefit. That's world building. And yet the only phone can be the mum elbow so aboa manfo making impact on life and then world building and also can be in making sure one the income you're working money the income over because the compensation law of compensation said what you do, how you do it, and how good you do that thing, and the difficulty of you being replaced. The income over, you make sure you're very good. You're very good at replaceable. There are some people in say you can job place where you just when you are the Juman crown. That's how good you have to be. And then number two, you're making sure you grow your money. Now you stay allergic to debt. Now you have a long-term mindset. Long-term mindset. You see what that sets and say, you see about where it be. You need to be a short-term question. Now you should the next one, you get help. You get help. You will be brought, you do position be you was sitting get help. A community no yanyade was sad no. Yanyade adibi wa wonko wontimi unnimu osu tua kakra na yeboa na ontua. Instead of bibia ekotimi tua kra bia ko benya more benya 10,000 ho. Ontua na cost no bia be 20,000. No. Say bibia wonte asia get help. Sometimes you need na kra na bi wo se wotua. Ebuwa free. But because you're so stingy, MBC between you be sacred who say free. Hey, making sure say you help her, you help. Never you go through now. If that would be a sign you go through yeah, but me send you email and I'll bet me send a free phone number. Now you bet me working with you so many ways. At the same time, say you build the water, there are some stuff we have to put it in place. You make sure you take care of risk. It's very important to build the world. One, take care of risk. Anything happen, it takes you all the way down before you start again. Risk, you making sure we are making sure all the risk plug it, what's your plug, depending on the age, some might need about risk. I'm talking of insurances. Insurance need those things. They're about depending on the age, some might be 4, some might be 8. That we all need. One, auto insurance. Auto insurance for some reason, is almost compulsory, almost all the 50 states. It's usually no idea whether you like it or yes, you have to have it. Mortgage insurance and as a rental insurance, EBBA Uhiabi. In the brown mountain Tiasia, who office mortgage insurance. No. Mortgage insurance, I never can say most of us get to house the loan it would the loan will be no loan or make sure say mortgage insurance in that. It also nice say auto insurance we are covered and the idea of Seattle. Rent our phone enforce by here so be to be say we feel you officer you for apartment for no or more no only rent for what happened inside you na at the same time school bi ba wo inside ɔte hwe ɔsleep no ɔte hwe a obetumi asi wo ɛte sɛ deɛ obi fie na obi kura fa fie no mu na wasleep obetumi asi wo the same way until you need rental insurance kora deɛ ana ne bɔ nyɛ den bu $7 a month $6 a month obetumi anya bi long term short term disability ehia saa de ne bi ehia bi most short term no woyɛ adwuma ɛwɔ hɔ ne de ama wo long term so adwuma will be very cheap to $4 $5 to outside and the boarding but yeah because who build the wealth that's BBC the income and maybe more that means the crowd ya to so kui we say world building no nice had a question making sure you want disability insurance both long and short term the short year within the 6 months after that a year long health insurance. Obi was maybe 21 years, 22 years. You're okay. No, you need now your health insurance. It doesn't matter long, short, big, huge, small. We all need health insurance. We all. Why? So the only crisis saying na bibi si ketewa bi ukɔ ne agye wo to hospital 2, 3, 4 days. Ube pina de 30,000. Na say happen 2 times in a year to you. Most bankruptcy filing, most of them are health issues, health debt, and a medical debt, and a mom file bankruptcy. Most of them, majority of your friends saying bankruptcies happen. No, majority of them is the cause of it. It making sure say one day it is same crana who access but muni access crana these days Obama but me a Toby and the income. It's the income I'm making no and I try with young guy, young lady if it's a woman here be. The next one and penny for no with 60 up no long term care was will retire Ghana to me here steady chair usually after 60 no the percentage I'll be here is very high. The time young swing so be Ghana I got to be issues be briama. Because you have a base of income. So if you don't qualify for BBB, a bit when you be for free, sometimes no, a bit at the same time, sometimes I have free when you be a over to crown on pay. But I was insurance in the me bow to Skaka Crabia with me Toby. The one I make come west in the bree. Any public brew, official blue, official here, official here in a life insurance. Step we ubia feeding crofo. I'm talking of people's lives depends on you. Or chokora or you or sankofuni be not life depends on you we hear life insurance. Period. We hear why? Because you feed them. Anything happens. Almost natural. God forbid, God forbid, because what it is when you're talking of life insurance, we are talking of your death. We hear between 10 to 9 years, 10 to 12 years of life insurance. And it's saying, make it 100,000. I need between $1 million and $1.2 million life insurance. Why? Because that is what I bring home every year, making 100,000. And if I have that life insurance, anything happens to me, that money can be invested. They said in America, instead for the past 100 years, the stock exchange has been averaging 10%. And that means if I have 1.2, every year 120,000. Inflation, 100,000. I still have the sika beside the even though many who because that sika na me running me fee, that money still being coming back to the family to run the family till some crown umbitimi feed yourself. Na that man umbitimi aye umbitimi aye. Ha, very important. You move bro no a man they don't work outside home. It omutifie or ma 3, 2, 4. It almost show momo nya juma. It my life insurance, momo life insurance, which is a big mistake. Big mistake. Why? Because remember, say, sad dinner or you can't even quantify premium. You can't even quantify. You shall this it that means you have to have somebody on special for that time. Also, it is called Befi at Yareshe. It also here equally life insurance. It will be any situation is here. No, usually no whatever all the Befi be or also to half man to all the 100,000. That means we have a 1 million to 2 million life insurance. Or also here about 500 to 600. But before we claim kakra, that 10 I happy nipa we bring on my SR90. SR man no ye invest more. Usually a community there, yeah, it happen about 90% a man. Other communities, other if one the mono say bibi sa was and found so be man better fee at the bar. Who hear life insurance for on so the same way because ebia we really if you're showing Kurani I didn't know. Also ebia we investing. But also ultimately qualify because we are Juma. So far as I would income bano. So we didn't Juma if you also qualify so bit may invest it. Say IRA or so for one can also qualify. And I'm percent different insurance and insurance, but you move brown ma a remote if you are Juma almost shank around Juma and this animal. Invest in this animal moment no or qualify because of you. Because with me investing in those retirement, those are you have to have income. We need income into invest. But so pursue invest with me because of you. A good because we are building with like I said, every advantage is small maybe bit me build the world for any risk taking care of risk a very managing risk a very important. Those insurance will say in place. As anything happens, it's gonna take you back. You might not have all the money. Sometimes very court issues, a whole lot. It's not put those plans in place. The whole idea about insurance is to replace those things. No, say you are paying something that when the time comes, not company number step in with me. It's like about insurance, the same thing. If anything happens, that says can me maybe because we won't who be ma that money no be a juma na family na be fine. It's no more money ukra na enye money o say sika so ka ho. You be miss any money. What did you mention? Yeah. It's all these things, no. We need those things in place between a boy that it be invested. So boy. You share affirmation. Said if you need anything, finances, advice, if you want us help you to be able to invest, to manage the risk, insurance, everything, help you bring your debt down or get out of debt, send email to these emails or call. We'll be able to help you manage all those things. And then share affirmation of the week. Affirmation to say this week is filled with limitless potential. That's affirmation of the week. This week is filled with limitless potential. Yeah, part this week yet all the way. No limitations. You putting limitations beyond ourselves all the way this week. So that's affirmation of the week. Yes, sum up. Yeah, discuss here now. In fact, yeah, and that your topic, it was about sequence news to be rich. how to define wealth, and I say how to become wealthy. How to become wealthy. In there, who say wealth, you can't wealth, I be brave who free because in that dream, I say this will be use the flashy cars, need those things, but sometimes near sanity. And it is a building wealth in maybe because building wealth versus getting rich a big difference. Building wealth ABB between starting it gradually, near very disciplined, near very consistent, generous. Now, it's media building wealth. Getting rich, financial wealth will be a bit me all of a sudden. Yes, and very good because with media building world, but mostly I get the process of world building. And usually when people get that, it's just a sudden even a with me because I'm planning this anyway. But what there you have to plan. Building what is like you trying to want to be like slim and muscle. It will never happen. So you have to plan for it and you have to follow it, being disciplined, consistent, then and it is a winner. Or say my options, and a building what is not just your friend is saying be a Mercedes, be near team near quite vacation, or say transcendent more than that, or say to me a friend is saying it impacting life, it will say it me it me help people you don't plan of even meeting, and I say you never meet them, which in so many things about parks are building, libraries, schools next and friends say endowment funds for colleges for children most people on my now benefit yeah who mo build wɔ hɔ nti wo build wealth a saa na wɔsɛ yɛ nti yɛ started from a community ne saa nneɛma nyinaa nti sɛ ɛnyɛ no so nko a sɛ saa sikafoɔ no nko a na ɛtumi build saa nneɛma no wode kakra 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 wonya wo ho a wo so tumi yɛ bi woyɛ within your community wabuild biribi ato hɔ legacy for your family and the other community on your community na ɛboa nti yɛn nyinaa bɛtumi ayɛ bi bɛtumi ayɛ bi bra you follow those things but you be bro my the name be bra chire ho my intimi kra anye car ne saa nneɛma da yeso bebre intimi kra enje ho na yesi agye family na si abegye community amaya is slave because say adwuma bi ne yɛ na adwuma yɛ mpa wo hwɛ study kyerɛ sɛ about 67 or about 70% of the people and also people they don't like what they do, the jobs necessarily money now, but still yes I don't panic you make around the so yes I don't consist timua a bit me because I don't know I come and pet or home pet so yeah, but all because you need options be all because there are so many things going on in our lives just say intimate ya did to also your mortgage your car your day na me boss ha na me could judge my made them toasa any money na but sa money you team free yourself up build the water and my option and it means something different it means say you have me do me jai with na feed my page my emergency fund of 6 months na me 2 months prior in your juma met me fell in the back. So it's very good say we take care of those things, build the world. It may boys that transcend more people, family, a community, the world, everything. Because so many things, I'm for I'm build the world ultimate through that level now and that no sebedi it may say you make sure say juma. I the banya juma so juma so juma, you make sure say you improve, improve and a bit me wow I'm build the world improve say the more pay cost row or try so educate yourself with those things and yes be a 20,000 after 10 years now that's 20,000 it's how build the world a thing you make sure say improve all the time now you make sure say save now you grew the money and you saving go to save na sika no nduru baabi ɛda ne da na mmom you take risk kakra na yɛsi ho na ɛnyɛ sɛ risk nti na wotake no biribi a yɛnim sɛ atena ase akyɛ a yɛnnim sɛ ade wei deɛ still no yɛinvest wɔ mu a ɛyɛ okay ma ɛnyɛ deɛ ɛho kɔ saa de no yɛyɛ make sure sɛ yɛyɛ saa de no na after that no so make sure sɛ you stay away from anaasɛ be allergic to debt na also long term mindset ɛna ɛbɛtumi aboa yɛn ama ɛtumi ayɛ saa nneɛma no nti na yɛde wei no bɛba awieɛ na at the same time so your friends saying today we no be but every Monday 7 to 9 p.m. we share one for our questions bra and as if bibi a wow person the my so bra you share dear wahanum you share dear and you share ideas hey bibi also ultimate the bar or the bar a bit me aboa in yina you share dear kama yes you make sure say adeɛ baako a wɔsi yɛfa paa yɛde to yɛ yi paa no ɛyɛ yɛ make sure sɛ yɛmfa yɛ nyinaa betumi abuild wealth no bi world building no ɛnyɛ biribi a nipa baako pɛ na de bi a ɔbɛ ɛna sɛ 500,000 koraa na build ebiti nyinaa betumi abuild wealth no bi nyinaa betumi abuild bi nyinaa it depend on the situation and the way a ebesi ayɛ yɛ nneɛma the way a ebesi abuild no akɔ eti okay ɛnɛ yɛde bɛba awie na yɛbɛtoa so next Sunday next Monday yɛbɛtoa so before sɛ yɛbɛkɔ no kakra de gya wo sɛ make sure sɛ you invest make sure you spend wisely, invest intentionally, and